Well, let Amy drive. She wanted to practice her driving a little bit. We let Amy drive to Angola. Talking about the 3-year-olds now, a number of them are coming back really good. This is a time it's a little odd, right? Because you remember how good they were at 2, some of them. But how are they going to be at 3? They have to not only come back to where they were, but then excel forward. And a lot of them have great attitude, so I'm super excited to see a lot of them train down. And horses like Austral Hanover, right? Horses like Nothing But a Dreamer. How they're going to end up there, how they're going to start the 3-year-old years, because Austral Hanover come back, he just looks ordinary, right? Amy said he doesn't look that good. He never looks good. He just kind of little medium-sized horse, but I'll tell you what, when he gets on a roll and he gets on the track, what a nice horse to deal with. So I can't wait to see how he's going to do this year. Nothing But a Dreamer just looks like a tank. He looks huge. So I can't. What's it? Spitfire and Carter Michael Dio and Brace and Crantini. You know, the guys that are the regulars at the track, one of them messaged me and said, Crantini, is he ever going to stop doing that? No, he probably won't stop leaping and diving, but I was a little rough around him this week. I jogged him easy, but we had a much stronger bent in his mouth and a brain cord on him. And as I said to him, he might be stubborn, but I'm way more stubborn than he is. And he can make it easy or hard on himself, but I can assure you he will be much more under control when he lands on the track to race his first race of 2023. Of that, I'm almost certain of. So let's get to the 3-year-olds. Absolute Euphoria. Amy said swims like a fish. They have to blindfold Unbeatable Kemp to get him in the pool. Once he's in the pool, he's fine. He's like a little kid that's scared to dive in. But Absolute Euphoria is like a fish. He wants to dive and swim, tour around, and just absolutely loves the pool. So that might be actually something we can integrate into a schedule. Although we don't have a pool anymore in Ohio. I'm sure somebody has one somewhere. But Absolute Euphoria, the thing with her knees is not shocking, not surprising, and not concerning in the least. She is going to get better. They're going to get stronger, and there won't be a problem after that. So I can't wait to see how her x-rays look. And I think 2 weeks we get her x-rayed. She'll swim for another week and a half or so and then get x-rayed. Austral Hanover, training down. I'm going to train him on this way. I want to tell Jason I want to go with those horses. If I'm in the 15th, that means I'm going to be at Northfield. So maybe we'll train a bunch on Thursday morning at Northfield, and then I'll just head out. I can be home before the Horrid kids get off the bus from Northfield Park. Brace for Landing looks great. I think of all the horses that come back in, he looks the most composed and the most matured. And that was great because I a very frank conversation the other day with Steve saying to me he couldn't understand why we paid Brace for Landing so much when he did so little. Well, hold on. He went in 56 twice last year. I know the day he went in 56 in the Meadows was a walk in the park. So the speed is there. The maturity was never there. If you guys go back and look at every single video we made of Brace for Landing last year, it was always the same. Nice colt, very immature physically, probably going to be a much better 3-year-old. We talked about it, and talked about it, and talked about it, and talked about it. And I'm going to follow through with it. So the staking on Brace for Landing is extensive this year, and it is strong. And if he doesn't come back better than he was last year, it is all going to be a huge waste of money. But I am going to double down and gamble on Brace for Landing. I'm going to gamble on his attitude, his work ethic, his gait, his speed, and his pedigree. There is nothing about Brace for Landing. Nothing that would make me believe he can't get better. Oliver. So Brace for Landing, very, very happy with him. Happy the way he looks on the track. Carter Michael Dio is huge. Can't wait to see him start training down also. Cash Deals, Mario said he schooled her in 2-1 the other day. She's ready to qualify now. She was a little sick for 2 weeks, which happens. He was very happy with her. A little disappointed with Bravura, as you guys saw. Her qualifier was very lackluster. But at the same token, very impressed with Cash Deals. So that's good. She's ready to go. Columbus, we got to bring those 4 horses back up to Northfield. I know Jason said maybe closer to the 15th. What we might do is take the horses that are in the sale and ship them down to Aaron Hamilton. Ask him just to clean up, hold the tone best he can, work on them. Keep myself in the burr and Melanie's Michaela, keep their work up. And who's the other? Hold the tone. Bravura. And Bravura, we'll see if we're going to race her or not. I don't know. So we might swap those horses out first of the month. We'll see what happens there. So Columbus is one of them. Coupe de Ville looks good. Remember, did you see Coupe?
I didn't.
Yeah, she's much wider now. I'm very happy with the way she looks. Guys, yeah, she looks bigger too. Yeah, much bigger. She's huge. Crantini, I'm not disappointed. I knew he was going to come back in like this, leaping and just feeling good because he had that break. But I'm here to tell him that it ends. It all ends now. So he's going to do his work. He's going to do it properly. He's going to be much more focused. We did castrate him, and we did change the equipment on him. We're going to see how he goes over the next few weeks. Where are we at here? Cunning Connie looks good, continues to look good. She's training down well. Cutie Cumber looked good at Northfield Park. She's going to continue to train down. 5 fish species looks huge for the size of the filly she was when she went out. I know Jeff told Steve he didn't think she went back that good looking, and I said she couldn't look any better. She looks amazing. Full Heart again has to come back up to Northfield. A lot of people saying, when will we know if we're keeping them? Not until we start training them down. I really have to give them an opportunity. We didn't turn them out just to bring them back and get rid of them right away. That would be unfair to you, be unfair to the horse, be unfair to us in general. So we have to train the horses a little bit to see how they feel, and they've just begun training now. Gandalf the Black looks great. Very, very happy with Gandalf, the way he looks right now. High Enterprise is one of the 4 down with Aaron. Horn Player getting closer and looks amazing on the track. Very, very impressed with Horn Player. Lady All-Star, a few little questions. I believe it was just a lack of overall information from me and how I conveyed it to you. Lady All-Star, we stopped with her last year because she had some aches and pains. She had one ankle that bothered her behind. Both her knees were bothering her quite a bit up front. And we stopped with her, brought her back, and we knew that her knees would play a role again. So as we studied down, Dominic said to me, she looks a little off left front, want to get her looked at. We x-rayed her knees. Yeah, they're rough. The third carpals are rough. So we put IRAP in her knees, which is a serum. It would be the platelets. No, that's not it. That's PRP. I sent everybody a link to what IRAP actually is and what it stands for. It's a lot of words and a pretty interesting read. But we injected her knees with the IRAP and shocked her knees. Going to put her in the pool for the next 10 days, 2 weeks. This won't slow her trajectory down. We've just opted for a hybrid training schedule with the Lady All-Star, trying to get her to the races at a proper time frame, but in the best shape that we can. Landing pad looked great. We changed his shoes. He looked great training the other day. Landing strip looks great here at Northfield Park. So does Leaps and Bounds. She got a little bigger too. She looks huge. Very happy with Leaps and Bounds. Merchant Man, Harry has now, so he's probably going to jog and train him for another little bit, take his time with him. Mo Power Baby looks great in Ohio. I jogged beside her the other day. Jason said she's been very happy with her. More than you know, we trained in 212 in the jog cart. I thought that the big colt, World for Two, looked amazing. More than you know, as I said to Mario pulling up, the one I went with is about 2 weeks behind that one. So they're getting close, both of them.
They're not the same age, though.
They're not. No, one's 4, one's 3. Yeah, 100%. My 1%. We did some work on him, and I trained him the other day. I didn't find him that much better, and I think maybe the corks did sore him up a little bit. As I said to Dominic, we'll try and school him this Friday. If we don't see what we want from my 1%, it may be a good time just to say, all right, we're just going to pump the brakes for about 3-4 weeks with this guy. See if we can get him back to where he was, where we were super happy going into the qualifier. He's not bad. He's not lame. He's teetering all the time. Sometimes he runs, sometimes he doesn't. I want to get a point where he's comfortable, consistent, where he goes out and does his work well. And I just don't feel that right now from him. So it's going to take a little work. We'll see. We'll see how he schools on Friday. Maybe just need a little time. So we'll see how he schools on Friday. Nothing But a Dreamer looks amazing on the track. We're going to stake him a little heavy this year. I think he's a really, really talented horse. I was telling you about staking. I was so pissed off that I don't know why they did this. The Breeders' Crown for 2-year-old trotting fillies is 5 days after the Super Final. I told everybody we're going to pay Hallie in the Clouds in the Breeders' Crown. How can we do that now? What kind of a moronic thing is that to do? So what they're saying is everybody except for Ontario breds can race in the Breeders' Crown. How am I supposed to race my 2-year-old trotting filly if she's an Ontario bred in the Breeders' Crown when it's 5 days? The elimination is 5 days after the final of the OSS. Come on, guys, wake up. Whoever did the staking really missed the boat there. Really dropped the ball. Oh my gosh, is the 4th horse, the Grand Slam crew down there in Columbus. They just got to do more, and they got to do more. Sir Strong, Jason said, you might have taken him back to Ontario. He can't get around Northfield. I said, Jason, I raced him there. He made a break, but I raced him there. He said, well, he's not trotting good at all. I trained him today. You just got to know him. We had 2 head poles and Murphy on the left with him. Sir Strong wants to do his work. This is why I always loved this horse. Wants to do his work, but you got to help him out a little bit. When you go into the turn, you can't let him slow up going into the turn. Remember, I told you guys what happens sometimes. When you let them slow up going into the turn, they box their gate up, they interfere, and they'll make a break. So you got to tap on the tail, get them up on the bit going into the turn. When you get to the turn, you got to lead them to the left a little bit. That may sound a little silly, but if you get into the turn and twist their head around, now they're running in, they're getting out of gear, you can't do that. So you got to give them a little room, maybe a half length off the rail, and help him a little bit in the turns. And once he gets a third of the way through the turns, you see him swell back up, and then he just screams through the turn. Jason said he wasn't training good. I trained him in 22 last half and 6 today. He lost a shoe at some point in the mile. Never did find the shoe. He lost it at some point. The horse was on an icy track and trotted absolutely fantastic. Yeah, he was a little hikey in the turns, but nowhere near what I would even close to categorize as concerning. So I talked to Jason about it after and said, the reason we brought him over, he was struggling over there. When he gets a couple of bad training trips or a couple of bad qualifiers or races or schoolers on his belt, he loses his confidence. You can feel him melt away where he loses his confidence. The horse I went with today is the horse I remember that came over here. I told everybody, if we had to, I think Sir Strong would have won the maiden his next start here at Northfield Park. He made that break, and you could see when he made the break, he almost got mad at himself. He took off, he finished up strong. I was impressed by him. And I'm not saying he's going to race the Hamiltonian, but I'm going to tell you, he's going to be a nice horse. I like this horse. I was very happy with Sir Strong today. So he's not coming home just yet. We drew papers on him. He's eligible to come home whenever we want, but not right yet. Sister Solange is going over, whether she stays at Northfield or goes to the Meadows. She's only 2 weeks from the races anyway, probably maybe 3 at the most. Harry's been in 212 or 214. We'll bring her over here and see how she does this week. Smoking Hot Irish Girl, as Amy said, looks amazing now. Is huge. Spitfire Overseas, huge. These horses look very, very good now. Swinging Senorita looks great on the track. I didn't see Tactical Mounds, did you?
I did, yeah.
She looked good?
Yeah, very good.
Oh, good. So Tactical Mounds looks great. Her brother looked very good training on the track today. 2 totally different horses. Tactical Mounds, little schizophrenic, can get a little hot, can pull, and then you get Tactical Mounds, you couldn't kick him out of the way. He could have drove in between 2 tractors training today, and it wouldn't have bothered him at all. Tailgate Buzz, Jason said he runs out a little bit, a little rolly in the straightaways. I said his sister was the same way. Both his sisters were the same way. This is Tipsy and Dixie. What was the other filly's name? Tipsy and Dixie, and then the Pennsylvania filly. Who?
Who sold her?
Yeah, what's her name?
I can't think of it.
Shame on you. So Tailgate Buzz, I told him, I said, you just got to know him. Like, Jason doesn't know the horse at all. He's never really sat behind him. Tailgate Buzz, just show him a start.
Something to do with drinking?
Yeah, it's obviously. Just a quality colt. I think him and Austro, we're going to have a lot of fun with these horses this year. And I'll train him this week too and see how he is. And Warwi Yuri is starting to look better. We'll train him probably in 25 on Tuesday. See how he looks. I don't know how he did today. I'll talk to Mario about him. What a mission. Well, he's back at the barn. He's there. Oh, he looks like a little Rottweiler.
Where is he?
He's at Jason's side.
Oh, I never saw
I saw him. Looks great. So what a mission, back now and looking very, very good. So those are the 3-year-olds. That's where they're at, what they're doing. We'll talk about the 2-year-olds in depth now, and we'll be all done of our videos. I'll be back in just a second.